Myanmar Rohingya, World Court orders prevention of genocide. More than 500,000 Muslims are still believed to live in Myanmar's Rakhine state. The BBC saw the remains of burned villages on a tightly controlled government trip to Rakhine state. News script from BBC. The International Court of Justice (ICJ) has ordered measures to prevent the genocide of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar, formerly Burma. The decision comes despite de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi defending her country against the accusations in person last month. Thousands of Rohingya died and more than 700,000 fled to Bangladesh during an army crackdown in 2017. UN investigators have warned that genocidal actions could recur. All clips may not represent the story. The ICJ case, lodged by the African Muslim majority nation of the Gambia, called for emergency measures to be taken against the Myanmar military until a fuller investigation could be launched. Myanmar, a predominantly Buddhist state, has always insisted that its military campaign was waged to tackle an extremist threat in Rakhine state. In her defense statement at the court in The Hague, Ms. Suu Kyi described the violence as an internal armed conflict triggered by Rohingya militant attacks on government security posts. Watch to learn English as good as your mother tongue with latest world news. What did the court say? The panel of 17 judges at the ICJ on Thursday voted unanimously to order Myanmar to take all measures within its power to prevent genocide, which they said the Rohingya remained at serious risk of. These include the prevention of killing, and causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, as well as preserving evidence of possible genocide that has already occurred. Presiding Judge Abdulkawi Ahmed Yusuf said Myanmar should report back within 4 months on how it was implementing the ruling. The measures are binding and not subject to appeal, but the court has no means of enforcing them. What is Myanmar's position? During hearings at the court in December, Ms. Suu Kyi asked the ICJ to drop the case, describing it as incomplete and incorrect. And in an article for the Financial Times published shortly before the court's judgment, she said human rights groups had condemned Myanmar based on unproven statements without the due process of criminal investigation. The international condemnation has had a negative effect on Myanmar's endeavors to bring stability and progress to Rakhine, she said. It has undermined painstaking domestic efforts to establish cooperation between the military and the civilian government. Her remarks also appear to echo a statement by a government-appointed panel earlier this week which accepted that war crimes may have been committed by individuals but said there was no indication of an intent to commit genocide. However, the BBC's Anna Holligan, who is in The Hague, says that by coming to the court in December, Ms. Suu Kyi had in effect recognized its legitimacy and it will now be difficult for Myanmar to ignore its judgment. What is the background to the case? The Rohingya, who numbered around 1 million in Myanmar at the start of 2017, are one of the many ethnic minorities in the country. Rohingya Muslims are the largest community of Muslims in Myanmar, with the majority living in Rakhine state. But Myanmar's government denies them citizenship, refusing to recognize them as a people and seeing them as illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. Waves of Rohingya refugees have fled Myanmar for Bangladesh over the decades, but their latest exodus began on the 25th of August 2017 after militants from a Rohingya insurgent group called ARSA launched deadly attacks on more than 30 police posts. Rohingyas arriving in Bangladesh said they fled after troops, backed by local Buddhist mobs, responded by burning their villages and attacking and killing civilians. The government claims that clearance operations against the militants ended on 5 September 2017, but analysis of satellite imagery by Human Rights Watch suggests hundreds of villages were destroyed after August that year. With more than 500,000 Rohingya believed to still be living in Rakhine, UN investigators have warned there is a serious risk that genocidal actions may occur or recur. The state is the scene of an ongoing conflict between the army and rebels from the Buddhist majority Rakhine ethnic group. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.